You shout it out, but I can't hear a word you say. I'm talking loud, not saying much. I'm criticized, but how your bullets ricochet. Shoot me down, but I get up.
Hello YouTube, this is Psychic Scientist here, and this is part 2 of my Kerbal Space Program series on how to get something into an orbit around Kerban. So, where we left off, we had made this lovely rocket. If you haven't seen part 1, please watch it, as, yeah, you'll get to know how to make this rocket, and it'll all make sense. So, anyway, off we go then. So, let's just start the thing. Okay, what we want to do is put the SAS on, these winglets here. This SAS thing, as we put this on advanced SAS module in, sorry, these winglets will move and keep us on course. So if we press the space bar, off we go. A little Jebediah in the corner down there. I'm going to put the throttle up to full because we've got these 3 liquid engines down here once these are burnt out. And you want to make sure that you don't have to do that once you've done that, because otherwise it ain't gonna work really well. If you did want to make this better, you can put struts across here, but I don't really see the point. It just wobbles around a bit. There's not really a lot of point. So press space and space again. One time to jettison them, one time to put the engines on. So we're just going to throttle back slightly here, just to keep, well, we want to keep our speed steady, but we don't want to be going too fast, and also we want to save some fuel, because we need lots of fuel. So we're just going to climbing out up here. Alright, we'll just wait now really. Alright, so keep throttling back, make sure you keep throttling back even. So I've still got the SAS on here, just to make sure we're going on the right course. It is quite a stable aircraft though, it only needs slight adjustments to keep it on course. If we could press, oh, just throttle back a bit. Hold on. There you go. If we press M now, then we see the apophysis is about 10,000 meters. We need that to be about 100,000 before we can get into a steady orbit. It doesn't really need to be any more than 75,000, but I just like it to be 100 because it's just a nice round number and it just makes sense. So we're just climbing out up here. We're just waiting. Really, there's not a lot you can do past about, say, 12. You want to start pitching over. Well, this is what I do anyway. Some people might say different, but I think this is about right. So I'm just going to put the RCS on here by pressing R, and this will just help us a little bit. So we just roll over to about there, and then when you are leveled out, make sure you take the RCS back off, because otherwise it does use all your fuel up. So just press R and it will just keep us steady, because otherwise it uses all your fuel up, and that's not a good thing. See, we've got 90 already, and we only did that one manoeuvre. Yeah. So basically just keep following this little green little dot thing, and then we'll be alright, or we should be. So there we go. So as these are ran out of fuel, I'm now going to jettison them. I'm just going to throttle up a bit, so you watch them go down. So I'm just going to throttle up a bit so we don't lose too much speed. And carry over again. Oops, daisy. So as we're accelerating, we are slowly pushing this out. We've got a long way to go still. We're still nowhere near high enough, so I'm just actually going to go up a bit and head up to about 40, or a bit more actually. There we go, that'll do. There we go, that'll do, about there. I pitched over a bit early there. We just want to keep climbing to about 100. So yeah, but also you don't want to be going straight up because you want to slowly be pushing out your orbit basically, because if you have it too thin it uses up a lot of fuel. When you're up high you need to use a lot of fuel to push it all the way out, and it's easier if you just slowly go over. So still climbing. We'll get there eventually, eh? Right, so just climbing out. Just going to throttle back a bit. You see this has changed to orbit. Always check your surface because you don't want to be slowing down on surface too much because you will plummet back down again. You just want to check that you're not going way too slow. It's actually all the way down there is okay. Huh, cool. That'll save us a lot of fuel. And it's just climbing out of the atmosphere here. Just because we're out of the atmosphere doesn't mean we're out of the Earth's pull. It only means we're out of the air, basically. So just be wary of that. I have done this before, and I have actually gone in orbit at 70 because I thought it was out of the atmosphere, and I hit the Earth. It just didn't work. The Earth's gravitational pull was just pulling me back. I couldn't save it, and poor little Kerban or Kerman, whatever. I don't know what they're called. Can you leave it in the comments? Kerbans, people, I don't know, Kerban, whatever. Anyway, so as we're going along here, just wait till this gets to 100. Nice steady number. It doesn't matter if it's slightly over, it just needs to be roughly. So we'll do it about now. Click add maneuver, and then you just need to pull this one out until you've got a nice, it doesn't have to be absolutely rounded. It does help, but it doesn't have to be absolutely rounded. See, this isn't absolutely rounded. It's close, but not absolutely. So that'll do. Now what we want to do is we want to pitch over to the marker over here. So use the RCS to help us get over there. So go over to this blue marker here. This points to the waypoint. So this here, basically we burn until it gets to or as close as we can to 0, and this is a good indicator of how much we need to burn, all that sort of thing. So it's just gonna take us down a bit. Delta V. There we go. So we're just expanding out quite quickly now. We're getting there. So now I'm just gonna jettison that stage and fire up again till we're nearly there. I usually do it full power. I just find it easier and it's a lot quicker. It does use more fuel, but we're still going to have loads left anyway, so who really cares, you know. It don't matter that much. And X is immediately cut the engines, which is, I find, incredibly helpful when you're trying to do these sort of manoeuvres. And these sort of manoeuvres, it is incredibly helpful. So yeah, just cut the engines there, take the sass off, move her a bit. .8, that's close enough. As I say, it needs to be really below 1, but 0.8, it doesn't really matter that much, that's fine. So I like to leave the sass on. Make sure you take R off, to make sure you take your thingy off, because your blah blah blah, what's it called, RCS, sorry, off, because as you see we've used a lot already and this does need to keep in a steady orbit, and if you need to do some, say like some fine tuning and getting around, it does incredibly help if you do have a lot left. So anyway, as we go to the map now, you can see pretty much our blue line is us and the orange dotted one is where we were set, and it's pretty much where it should have been. So now if I delete the manoeuvre by left clicking it, basically here we are. Here's my debris, or debris, whatever you want to call it. So I'm coming in now. Basically this is the end of the video really. Our little Bill here, you can control him by using the RCS like going around. You can actually, it's pretty cool. If you press R, you can control him. So you press R again, and then you can use your little jets. It does show you pack fuel, but I've got a lot, so it don't really matter. So you can just fly around the ship. If you need to make repairs or anything, you can just do that. And then, of course, F is grab. Then F again is board, and then that's it, really. Thank you for watching my videos. If you did find it helpful, please like, rate, subscribe. Me and my friends really find it helpful. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.